defensive player out of the West alone.
Let's go down to far end.
Yeah, guys, a quiet night for Solly, but certainly the second half of the season has been anything but. He admitted the first half was tough as he tried to recover from Achilles surgery, but he really said the watershed moment for him came during the summer on the club's back-to-back games in Ottawa and Toronto. In the Ottawa game, he was able to chase down a number of wide receiver screens. Then in the Toronto game, he got matched up with Brandon Whitaker, one of the league's most explosive players. He was able to cover him sideline to sideline and really contain him. He said at that point, he knew he was back. In those two games, he had 23 tackles, and the second half has been really playing all downhill for him. And Wally Bono says he's as good as he was when he won the MOP, and Solly wants that Defensive Player of the Year award badly to just prove how strong that recovery has been.
In his last 10 games prior to tonight, 92 tackles. I mean, that's a terrific season. Flag down on the play. The intended target was Hawley,
and that's what I mean, Chris. Who do you pick out of the West? I mean, Charleston Hughes.
Defensive pass interference. BC number 9. Point of the foul. Automatic first down.
Brandon Stewart called on the PI on Caleb Hawley there. You've got Maurice Leggett out of Winnipeg. Again, a huge
7 interceptions, 3 touchdowns.
Leading the league in picks, and then you've got Mr. Everything, 8 sacks, and leading the league in tackles again. It's going to be a tough vote.
Yeah, I'm going to have to take a little more time on that one. On a roll, and throwing in the flat, and that's a tough catch. Boy, Rob Bagg's been tested tonight, and that's a tough grab across midfield as the Roughriders get it into Lions territory.
Fortunately for the Riders and their fans, that PI call on Brandon Stewart, maybe their biggest play offensively.
Getting 9,472 passing yards, 81 touchdowns at Tulsa. Here comes the heat, got it away quickly, and the catch is made over the middle. Chandler Finner wrestling down Caleb Hawley.
It was a good decision there by G.J. Kinney just to spot the blitz. He saw Solomon Olomimian coming, and he knew that the linebacking core had vacated, so he went to his hot route, moved the chains, got a first down. That's good recognition, and delivered the football where it had to be.
First down at the BC 47. Handed off to McKnight. And he runs into traffic. Purifoy had stepped up. And at the bottom of the pile again, Brian Turner. Mark Washington's defense has really dialed it up in recent weeks. Playing faster, and some teams, after they're finished with the Lions, are saying this is the most aggressive defense they face. I'm sure that just perked up the years in Winnipeg.
They take it away well in Winnipeg. Here they come.
Getting out of the pocket, wide side again. Caught by Bagg. He'll be short of the first down. It's going to be third down, and we'll see what
3 down
Chris Jones is going to do. It's going to be third and 2.
Down by 29. You're going for it on third in this situation.
Third and 2.5 for Kinney and the Roughriders. Stopped once, a turnover on downs. Got an open man, but delivered it high, and Bates can't pull it down, and the BC Lions offense will come onto the field.
Well, these games and these last 3 or 4 games for Chris Jones have been about evaluation and taking a look at a lot of different players, including the quarterback position. Again, they don't have Darian Durant signed to a contract extension. He wanted to get a good long look at Kinney. Mitchell Gale's got some playing time tonight. Not much of Brandon Bridge, just 1 throw. I'm not sure he can assess what he's got at this point. 5 different quarterbacks have taken snaps this year. 5 last year for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Last year mostly due to injury.
Jonathan Jennings remains in. Under 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. By 29, a handoff, and want to acknowledge on this final regular season game the hard work of the numbers guy in the Canadian Football League, Steve Daniel, who does such an outstanding job week in and week out, crunching the numbers.
Absolutely. Coming
up with different themes and all the stats you need to know.
I will send at times during the season an email to Steve, and it'll be, 1 in the morning for the next day, and he'll get back to me at 2 in the morning and say, I got it done for you. Here's the stats.
Doesn't matter how obscure, he'll come up with it. Here's our snow. And he takes a couple of bumps before he's pushed out. Boy, they're going to have to drag him kicking and screaming to the sidelines to give him a rest if that's what Wally Buono wants to do.
Yeah, may want to do that, though. I mean, that would be a guy who's had a long night. He's taken some hits. He's obviously made a ton of plays tonight.
8 for 166 now.
They do have Shaq Johnson on the roster dress because Sean Gore is not. He could take some reps tonight as well.
And Jonathan Jennings is over 300. Jeremiah Johnson across midfield as they run down into the final minute of this third quarter. Can't imagine why we'd see much of Johnson, Jennings, or Arsenault. Somebody I know has to play. But
no, but the Lions need to win this game, as you know, and to get home field. But if it's Durant, maybe you go the first series, the second half, or fourth quarter. But no, I'm with you. I don't know why you play Jennings in the fourth quarter.
2nd and 8. Jennings, Greeny, one-handed catch. Going to get stopped by Newsom, but a taunt at the end. I believe a flag comes out after that. Newsom looked like he had words, sprinted away, and the flag was tossed, and that's going to keep this Lions offense on the field. Chris Jones has talked a lot about pre-snap penalties. Post-play penalties just as egregious.
Yeah, well, when you look at the scoreboard, I'm not sure that you'd be taunting down 33-4. That's,
Objectionable conduct. Saskatchewan, number 0. There's a dead ball foul. It will result in a first down in the end of the quarter.
And the way you trash talk about when you're down like that.
So we're through 3 quarters. Lions look like they're ready to host a Western final for the first time in 30 years. With the commanding 33-4 lead through 3 quarters. While the numbers bear out what we're seeing on the scoreboard, Jonathan Jennings looks like he might be done his 9th 300-yard game and over 5,200 yards passing on the season.
Yeah, and I want to add that stat. Plays over 30 yards, because coming into this weekend with Calgary in the bye, Bo Levi Mitchell and Jonathan Jennings both at 36 plays over 30 yards. Jennings now has 4 tonight. That's 40, and that'll lead the league. I mean, this guy slings it deep as good as anybody in the league. It's fun to watch.
Okay, the elephant in the room is the other team that is having trouble generating anything. Obviously, they've got young quarterbacks without much experience, but what happened to the team that won 4 in a row and looked like they turned a corner?
I would say the negotiation power in Darian Durant's corner just went up.
So Travis Lulake comes on. Looks like he's going to finish up here tonight. 1st and 10. Lumbala out of the backfield, and the big fullback dropped around the 37.
Tremendous season for Jonathan Jennings. That'll be win number 12 for him on the season. 12-6 as a starter this year. Over 5,000 yards. Just 4 quarterbacks in BC Lion history have done that.
27 touchdown passes on the season. Interesting his numbers, though. Huge offensive numbers against Winnipeg, but 5 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. That ratio, unlike the rest of the league that he's faced. Burnham gets a pass from Lulay and has a first down.
Let's take a look at his numbers tonight. You mentioned 300 yards passing, 9th time this year.
5,226 yards on the season.
Yeah, I've said it this way on radio here in Saskatchewan that, or excuse me, in Vancouver, that I don't think there's a ceiling. I mean, he is just getting started. He eliminates those turnovers in the postseason, and this is an explosive team here in BC.
Here's a pitch to Rainey. Cuts it back. And look at Chris Rainey slice through when it didn't look like there was anything there. Down around the 16 and a 15-yard run for Rainey.
You know, and Jennings will tell you that he's learned so much from Travis Lulay, and I can't emphasize enough. It's nice to see Lulay finish this season off and play this fourth quarter, because, you know, Jonathan Jennings, when we sit him down before games, he'll tell you how important Lulay is in the meeting rooms. It's got to be tough on Travis Lulay, how he's got a different role on this football team now, but he has taken it the way he should, like a pro, and he's contributing in any way he can to help the young quarterback develop.
Really, the only sustained action Lulay got was in relief against Toronto. Here's Arsenault, and he has drilled Ed Gainey. Got the best of that collision. Arsenault gets up and says everything's good.
I don't think Arsenault agrees with that assessment of that collision.
But remember, Lulay came in firing against the Argos, was 12 for 15, 156 yards, and the next game was against Saskatchewan. Some people thought Lulay should get the start. Jennings got the start. Lulay carrying ahead for the first down.
Well, and
Jennings got the start and threw for 429 against the Roughriders, and the rest, as they say.
Well, yeah, and I was, you know, in that discussion here in Vancouver, and Wally Buono was on the radio, and, you know, it was quite the debate. And I was, again, it was difficult because you have so much respect for Travis Lulay, what he's done in the league, what he's accomplished, that he is healthy. But this kid is the guy. I mean, Jonathan Jennings is this quarterback starter, and Travis Lulay understands that. It's difficult to say it, though, when you respect Lulay as much as we all do.
I think Lulay respects that, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
The first and goal from the 3. Short drop, but now pressure on. Lulay throwing off balance, end zone, touchdown. Brian Burnham has ended his touchdown drought.
Great throw by Lulay.
He's getting foul. Roughing the passer, beat Saskatchewan number 99. Touchdown.
AC Leonard was hitting Lulay as he threw this one. Off his back
15-yard penalty
foot,
will be applied on the kickoff.
waiting for Burnham to get to that spot. Slings it to the open area, and Burnham goes and gets it.
Six catch for Burnham, 90 yards. And his first touchdown in 11. Tremendous season. Talked about it before that G. Roy Simon kind of took him under his wing a bit in training camp. Talked to him about what it would take to get to the next level, and he's got there.
Well, it was that first SAS game for Burnham that really was a breakout game for him. It was over 100 yards, and he took it from there.
He had a 208-yard game against Winnipeg. And the Lions are pouring it on here, getting set for that Western semi here against Winnipeg.
Lest we forget, wear those poppies, folks.
CT, what's up, baby?
Hey, he might vanilla the play.
Penalty advance the kickoff, and for field position, Greg going to concede the single. So 41-4. We mentioned it's Military Appreciation Night and halftime each year in the game prior to Remembrance Day. They have just a tremendous service to honor the men and women who have served our country with honor.
Boy, and so many still do. And as young as the faces that you're seeing in these small segments we've shown you here tonight in the game from the cadets, that some young men and women around the world that are going about their business of protecting our way of life, and we thank all of them for their service.
So here's Brandon Bridge. One pass earlier in the game. See if he gets the fourth quarter to get this offense moving a little bit. Pass underneath to Joe McKnight and a completion up across the 40.
I was asked this week which quarterback I would like to see, just out of curiosity, and this is the guy. I mean, I'd like to see if Brandon Bridge, no disrespect to G.J. Kinney or Mitchell Gale, but I'd like to see Brandon Bridge, big, huge, 6'5", 235. He can sling it, can run with the football as well.
Shows you his arm strength there. Got it to Begg. I'm going to rule a catch or not. It popped loose, but it is being marked as a reception, which would be a first down.
Well, Keenan Parker made it close, and he's been, I think, between both teams tonight, the pleasant surprise. You know, a guy who forced into action with the injury to Anthony Gator, and Farhan tells us that Gator is okay and could return, but Keenan Parker's playing well, so they're going to rest him for the playoff game and get Parker out there.
That could have been challenged. Didn't look like it was a catch. That certainly is. Dembski hangs on, and a horse collar tackle at the end of it. Just on the previous play, Keenan Parker wanted a challenge from the sidelines. I think Wally Buono at 41-4 elected not to.
There's Brandon Bridge throwing one in
Major
there.
foul, unnecessary roughness, horse collar tackles, BC.
Yeah, no question
First
on the
down,
horse
15
collar.
at the
But
end.
I like the throw, and I like the fact that Brandon Bridge looked off his target, looked to his left, and then threw it to the hash mark on the right side. Most production from the offense all night with Brandon Bridge out there in just a few plays.
Now, when you said you wanted to see Bridge, was Darian Durant an option?
No, he's not. He wasn't an option.
Bridge throws the end zone and overthrows the intended target. Boom.
No. Of the three.
Because that was my pick.
Yeah, no, okay, yeah, mine too. No, of the three that were dressed tonight, and that was Mitchell, Bridge, and of course Kinney, who is added to that list as the 5th quarterback to take snaps this year for Saskatchewan. Partially due to an injury, a couple of small ones to Darian Durant. But Chris Jones has been trying to audition.
2nd and 10. Bridge steps up, may take off, and does. Brandon Bridge, touchdown! Well, Riders finally get something to cheer about.
It's just one series, but I'm just saying. And it's a series when you're down in a big way, and maybe the defense for BC relaxes a little bit.
But Air Canada in flight.
Yeah, but take nothing away from Brandon Bridge, and just going out there and saying, yeah, I get a chance. Let's see what he does in the next series.
They'll kick for one, but they might go for 2 and leave the offense out. But it's 41-11.
Easy, man. It's easy.
Good looking drive by Brandon Bridge.
Look at those feet going.
He got him going. Picked him up and put him down. To our telecast tonight.
Boy, they're all so well spoken. Where are your poppies, folks?
Big boot sends Rainey back around his 5-yard line. And returns it to the 20. Another series for Travis Luley. Wonder if we'll see Keith Price tonight, the former Rough Rider quarterback who has been the number 3 man all season long for BC.
Well, I think it's great that Travis Luley is getting some reps, but you know, Ottawa took it a different way and didn't play Henry Burris or Trevor Harris. They went to their 3rd and 4th string quarterbacks. Of course, different circumstance for Ottawa than BC, but they're way out now. Way out front in the scoreboard.
straight ahead. Up around the 26 for 7. Well, Jeremiah Johnson at running back was injured early in this game, and this looked like it might have implications for the postseason. But he comes back.
Getting treatment, seeing his teammates score a touchdown there, and he thought, I want to get back out there. But just amazing, because it looked very painful for him on the sideline, and then got back out there and started moving the pile again. Not huge numbers like the last 2 games, but hasn't played near as much.
Rainey straight ahead. Close to the first down, but maybe a little short. Mwamba there on the stop.
So the score holds. BC Lions host the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Jonathan Jennings played every team. There's 4 teams that he hasn't lost to. Jennings hasn't lost to Saskatchewan this year, Ottawa, Montreal, or Hamilton. I know it's only start 24, but he has not beat the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. 0-3 against the Bombers for Jonathan Jennings when you're thinking about that playoff matchup.
Interception on the first pass of the game. And again, it's that takeaway category that was the downfall of the Lions against the Bombers this season.
But 2 close games in their back-to-backs a couple weeks ago.
Now the history of that matchup in recent years has been a lot of close games. It's going to be good. Offense stays out. On 3rd and inches. And Blue Jays got it.
Those tough on the field deserve a truck that's tough on the road. The 2016 GMC Sierra.
Quick thanks to all our guys, too, behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
Our producer, John Hines, and Chris Edwards, Jeff McLeod. All the guys that work in the cameras, the stats guys, Johnny Russin, Dave Moyer, John Perlberg. Can't name them all, but do such a good job of presenting the Canadian Football League all season long.
But we need them all.
Absolutely.
Director Andy Boyukas, Don Landis.
Absolutely, yeah.
Franklin Rubenstein. A good group. Chris Rainey again. His speed inside is something, isn't it?
Well, just he's an electrifying player.